Hey everyone, it's Daniel bringing you guys another walkthrough of Packet Tracer Lab. In this video, we're going over the Module 5 Skills Integrated Challenge. So the first thing they want us to do is configure S1, which basically is the premise of this entire exercise. Granted, there is some IP addressing that has to be done on the PCs, but that doesn't give you any points. But anyway, let's go into global configuration mode using enable and configure terminal. And we're going to have to configure S1 with the host name, namely it would be obviously it would be S1, sorry. Right now it's called switch, as you can see. So let's go ahead and run that command, host name, and then the name of the host name, which in this case would be S1. And we need a banner that includes the word warning in it. So the command syntax would be banner MOTD, which is message of the day, and then have some sort of character here, and then type warning, and then type the same character again. Alright, so now we need to go to console port login and password Cisco, and enter the password Cisco there. So line console 0, and they want us to just do a simple login because we're using a password here, not a local based authentication. If we had a username and a password, then we would use login local here, but since it's just a password, we're just gonna use login since login only checks for a password. So we have to do password first. So password Cisco and then login. And the encrypted enable password of class. So let's get out this config line and type enable secret class. Enable is having to do with enable mode, and then secret or password depending on whether you want it to be encrypted or not. Secret would just be the encrypted version, whereas password would be unencrypted. Encrypt plaintext passwords. So service password encryption. And management interface addressing, so we need to give interface VLAN1 its own IP address and subnet mask. So interface VLAN1, where it gets treated as if it was an interface or one of these ports that are connected to the router. Type IP address 10.10.10.2 and then the subnet mask. And don't forget to no shut it, because since it is considered as an interface, you also have to treat it the same as you would an interface. In other words, if we did not type this command, the switch may have had an IP address, but it would have not functioned properly because it was not turned on. And the same goes for an interface. If you don't turn it on, it's not going to work. So now they want us to configure SSH. So let's exit out of interface configuration mode and type in the command IP domain name and then the domain name, which in this case is going to be cisco.com. RSA key parameters. Okay, so just do crypto key RSA generate. Sorry, generate RSA. I always get those two mixed up. And type 1024 because we need enough for SSH version 2. These are used for encryption, which means that when you send it data from one computer to another, it's gonna be, the text is gonna be muddled up, so that way men in the middle, people that are trying to do a man in the middle attack won't be able to see what's going in and out, but the computers on the other ends can see what they're sending because they have their own encryption keys for it. Set SSH version 2. So yeah, IP SSH version 2. If you want to go back to 1 for whatever reason, run the same command for 1. But instead of 2, put 1. Yeah, that's what I meant. And then to do this, username admin, password CCNA. Just type in the command username admin and then password CCNA. BTY line security. Sorry, I'll just move this over. One. So only accept SSH connection, so transport input SSH, and then local login for authentication. So we want them to log in with this username and this password. So, oh sorry, wrong command. Login local. Alright, and now we're moving on to the port security feature. So before we begin anything, let's note that PC1 is connected by fast Ethernet 01 and PC2 is connected by fast Ethernet 02. So the first thing they want us to do is disable all used ports. Obviously these two ports are being used, so we do not want to disable those. So let's see what other ports we have besides those two. So you can see we have fast Ethernet 03 to fast Ethernet 024 plus 2 gigabit Ethernet ports in our VLAN, but we don't want to shut down our VLAN. So let's run an int range command, interface range command, and go from here to here to here, so we don't have to shut down each one of them one by one. So int range fast Ethernet 3 to 24, and then comma, and then gigabit Ethernet 0 1 to 2, and then just run a shut command and set the interface mode to access, obviously not on the ports that we disabled because we don't care about them. So interface range 1 and 2, that will put them in access mode. Enable port security to only have 2 hosts per port, so switch port. So first we have to enable port security, so run the command switch port security, and then run the command maximum 2 to set 2 hosts per port, 2 hosts per port. Record the MAC address and run configuration, so switch port security, MAC address sticky, okay, just sticky, not stick, but what this does is it records the MAC address and run configuration. Otherwise it's going to be forgotten, and then I think after a certain amount of time, and then that kind of defeats the purpose of 2 hosts per port, because then hackers just wait a certain amount of time and then they can plug in their own computers to that port, and then security violation, which is bad. So we do not want that to happen. Ensure that port violations disable port, so switch port security violation shut down. If we actually look at the syntax for violation, you can see that we have protect, which is just going to notify you about the security breach. We have restrict, which is going to drop packets until the port can function again, and then we have shutdown, which just shuts down the port. Generally these two are pretty lenient. Like if you see a hacker on your network, obviously you want to shut down that port as soon as possible, but it can have some other bad side effects. Like you might, it's hard to explain, but it's rather hassling to re-enable ports like every single time. Maybe one of your employees did something bad, like they plugged in their home laptop where 2 other computers were already plugged in, and it doesn't work as a result, and then you have to go back and no shut it, even though there was a hacker there. There wasn't any hacking going on because your employee screwed up, and as a result you have to no shut, which can get a little annoying when you have like multiple employees that do this, and then you have to run around enabling their ports again. But lastly, what we're going to want to do is just apply these IP addresses. So this is actually completely unnecessary. You can see that we had 100 long before we even started the switch port security, but just for the heck of it, let's do it anyway. I'm going to include a default gateway for VLAN 1 because the switch would be the default gateway in this network. They're going to send packets to and from it. And let's do the same thing here. and that should be good. Alright, so that does it for this video. If you guys like this video, definitely like it. If you want more, subscribe. And something new I'm going to be doing is I will take requests for packet tracer labs, so if you guys are struggling with any of them, just feel free to post like what the 4 dots of it, so like this would be 2.3.1.2, and like what chapter it's from, whether it's like RSC, routing switching essentials, or something else, I don't know. But yeah, I will help you guys on the packet tracer labs that you need help on from now on, because well, I think it would be more beneficial to you if I did the labs that you need help on, as opposed to me trying to guess which ones you guys needed help on, and then recording lots of videos like these that might not be as helpful to you guys. But anyway, that's it for this video. So once again, guys, I'm Untitled Chapter MLG, and I'll see you guys in the next video.